Hey, you wanna watch another one?
I don't know. I gotta work tomorrow. I should probably just go home.
You can't just leave after a cliffhanger like that. You're just gonna accept what happened and move on? That's pretty messed up.
Kinda, I guess. I mean, I just don't want to get up right now.
How about this? I'll turn on some lame documentary, I'll be entertained, and you'll just be bored into leaving. It's a win-win.
That was really condescending.
This one's about Netflix.
Alright, turn it on.
Hello, America. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Host. Netflix is pretty great, right? I bet you're enjoying that new Daredevil series. How's he gonna get away from this one? The cool thing is, Netflix viewers never really have to wait for answers to questions like these. You're all just one click away. No need to tune out of tuning in. But don't worry, folks. This is a Netflix original doc, so obviously I'm not trying to sell anything here. In fact, tonight I would like to educate Netflix viewers on responsible Netflix viewing. We are going to interview some cool people and explore the roles that Netflix and binge watching have claimed within our culture. Let us start off the night by discussing the various effects that Netflix streaming has had in its short time as an entertainment medium. Some of these effects are quite paradoxical, contradicting the intended conveniences that Netflix was attempting to bring to the viewing public. I will now sit down with an anonymous executive from an undisclosed television network to discuss this further. Please welcome Erickson McCann from FX. Thank you for joining me.
Well, I mean, you guys lured me down here with a fake deal and booted my car. Honestly, you all can...
Alright, exactly. So, we love our TV networks here at Netflix. We wouldn't be here without you.
I mean, I'd honestly prefer it that way, Host. To be honest, your business model is making it very difficult for us to distribute our content to our viewers the way we want to. We would love for our viewers to be able to stay up to date with our shows, but Netflix insists that networks only have the right to stream the last 5 episodes of a series. It's entirely unfair to our audience, whom your company is supposedly dedicated to entertaining. Our customers want to binge, and you're preventing us from competing.
Sir, I understand your frustration, but at the same time, your networks rely on studios to produce content. And if studios give in to your demands for more streaming rights, then we have no reason to pay them as much as we currently do. Studios will be making less money, making less content, and making less profit for you and your network.
This wouldn't have been an issue before your lousy company came along.
Well, since Netflix isn't going anywhere, I guess the whole thing is quite paradoxical then, huh?
I'm leaving. The interview's over. I'll keep you in the car.
Wow, what a great guy. I really hope we can come to a resolution that works for everyone. Unfortunately, when it comes to technology such as Netflix, some groups will benefit more than other groups. To explore this phenomenon further, I will now sit down with a group of individuals who have given up on cable television and identify themselves as cable cutters. Thank you for sitting down with me, cable cutters 1 through 3.
We have names, Dr. Seuss.
Actually, my name is Host. So let me start by asking, what are your favorite shows to watch on Netflix?
Orange is the New Black.
House of Cards and Daredevil.
I just started watching the new season of Arrested Development. I'm probably gonna go back and watch the older episodes.
I find it interesting that all of your favorite shows are Netflix original content. Do you think this factors into your individual preferences?
Absolutely. Why wait a week to watch the next episode of a series that has already been completed filming? Television networks see customers as a vessel for ad revenue. Entertainment value comes second to them. For example, Mad Men finished its final season a year ago, but AMC decided to split the season in half because they didn't have any blockbuster shows to profit off the next year.
But networks and cable companies are the reason that beloved shows like Mad Men exist. If viewers switch to Netflix-only content and become cable cutters, then won't these television networks stop producing all the shows that we've known to love over the years?
I can answer that, Host. I believe that viewing audiences are the reason that shows like Mad Men exist. The networks are simply a medium for the content.
I completely agree. With the fact that Netflix is so popular and now that they're making their own content, they've proven that television networks don't really need to exist. The lack of ads is better for the consumer, and the fact that quality hasn't gone down proves that networks really aren't that necessary.
Exactly. It seems that whatever is bad for the cable networks is good for the viewing audiences.
Thank you for your time, everyone. I appreciate you sitting down with me. Now, the fact that Netflix knows its audience is a great thing. Better content means happier audiences. Netflix is constantly using data analytics to determine which content serves their viewer base best. For example, the hit TV show House of Cards came about because Netflix used data analytics to determine that their subscriber base likes Kevin Spacey movies, the director David Fincher, and political thrillers. I will now explore the moral and ethical consequences of these data analysis practices in Netflix's own business model. In order to do so, I now welcome to the program Netflix's own chief data analyst nerd guy, Mark Zuckerberg.
Actually, my name is Analyst.
So, analyst, how does Netflix use data analytics?
Well, you just painted a perfect picture. Essentially, we follow different trends in user data to determine what our subscribers enjoy watching the most, which helps heavily with their license acquisition attempts. We no longer have to gamble on paying for streaming licenses, which means more profit and better content for our subscribers.
I understand how analytics can determine content, but how does that play into Netflix's overarching vision for their original content?
Good question.
I know.
Well, I have used data trends to not only predict what viewers like, but what viewers will binge on. The best example of this is our new show, Bloodline. Bloodline was crafted to guarantee a binge-watching experience after we use analytics to determine the qualities in shows that viewers binged upon the most.
That's very
I
interesting.
know.
Do you think that using analytics to intentionally keep users hooked on your service is an ethical thing to do?
Actually, our chief content officer has defended these criticisms by arguing that Netflix is a very addressable audience. What Mr. Sarandos means is that Netflix is only using this data to give audience what they already want, rather than cable networks who attempt to tell their audiences what they want.
But couldn't you see analytics stunting craftsmanship in the long term? I mean, what if directors are no longer able to shape their works to their vision, but are required to comply with formulas for shots and plots that data analysts determine as more audience-friendly?
Well, obviously, I may be biased in my answer here. I believe that a director's job is to tell a story to the audience in a way that captivates audiences. If a director feels that their vision is not fulfilled, that is only one unsatisfied individual among a myriad of individuals who still enjoy the content.
But couldn't stunting these directors' visions be considered a form of censorship?
Not in my opinion. If it were, audiences would be dissatisfied with the results, and our analytics and subscription rates would show that.
Well, I would certainly hope so. I want to thank you very much for coming out here, Anna.
Me too.
Now is the time in our segment after we talk the talk. We do what we call Walk the Walk, a segment where we go around in the streets and interview random people on our topic of the day. I'd like to introduce you to my good friend Mo Bile, who is a veteran street interviewer. Sup, Mo?
What's up, host? I'm in the streets of this beautiful city.
Whoa, what is that in your hand? Your phone got bigger.
Haha, no, this is my 9.4-inch tablet that I purchased recently. This job demands traveling across different cities across the country, and so I find myself always bored with nothing to do.
What does that have to do with the purchasing of this large tablet of yours?
To keep with the theme of the night, I always wished I could watch an endless stream of movies and shows while on the road. When Netflix announced their support for mobile devices, I jumped on the opportunity and bought a better mobile plan and watched movies on my phone.
That looks like an awfully small viewing experience.
Exactly my point. After being carsick and eyesore from endless streaming on the road, I decided I need a bigger screen to avoid these health conditions, as well as having a greater viewing experience. I mean, who doesn't want to see Robin Wright's in 1080p?
Hey, stay on topic. Why don't you start to present to us the interviews you did this morning about what Netflix means to different people?
Alright. Here are some random people I got to meet today who have varying opinions on Netflix.
So like, I can like decide when I want to watch shows now. So like I don't have to wait for the show. Like, let's say like there's a show I want to watch. I don't have to wait for it to air. I can just watch it later. Like I can study now and then go back with it later. Go to my study group. Like if I didn't have Netflix, I would have to like separate I have to take time out of my day just to go watch a show specifically at the time it airs.
Yeah, Netflix has definitely made it a lot harder to study, especially for exams. I mean, the availability for alternative activities is a lot greater than before Netflix existed, for sure.
I don't have my own Netflix account because all my friends and family offer their password and username.
Very well said. Thank you, Mo. You sure did hit a variety of opinions today. And that ends our episode today. Thank you for joining me, folks. Be sure to stick around next time for our segment on darknet drug markets. Are your kids ordering drugs online? Probably. Thank you and good night.
Well, I have to admit that was pretty good.
See, I told you you won't regret it.
Well, it is 4 in the morning, and I have work in 3 hours.
Well, I don't see you sleeping anytime soon, but don't worry, coffee solves a lot of problems.
So you're saying that we're watching the next episode?
That's exactly what I'm saying.